Imagine walking down a crowded city street, the kind of place where luxury cars glide past beggars and no one really pays attention to the invisible people sitting on the sidewalk. Now imagine this: a millionaire CEO, polished suit, cold expression, and a reputation for never wasting a second of his time, suddenly stops in front of a girl sitting on the dirty pavement. She looks no older than 22, her clothes torn, her hair messy, clutching a cardboard sign that simply says, "I'm not asking for money. I just want a chance." That's where our story begins. And by the end, you'll see how a single decision, one black credit card, changed not just her life, but his as well. The CEO's name was Alexander Cross, one of the most feared and respected men in the financial world. People called him ruthless because he built his empire from nothing and trusted no one. But inside, Alexander was restless. His success brought him wealth, but not peace. He often wondered if people could still be good when given power or money. That question burned in his mind as he passed the homeless girl. Something about her didn't fit the usual picture. She wasn't begging aggressively. She wasn't holding out a cup. She just sat there with quiet eyes that held both pain and dignity. Alexander stopped. She looked up, startled, expecting him to mock her, but instead, he pulled out his sleek black credit card and handed it to her. "Take it," he said coldly, "buy whatever you want. But I'll be watching." She froze, unsure if this was a cruel joke. People on the street stared, some whispering that she'd run off and spend it all on alcohol. But she didn't. Her name was Lily. Once, she had been a college student studying literature, with dreams of becoming a writer. But life collapsed when her mother fell sick, medical bills drained everything, and after her mother's death, she couldn't keep up with rent. She had no family left, no safety net. The streets became her home. When Alexander handed her the card, she could feel the weight of 1,000 eyes on her. Her heart pounded. She could have gone to the nearest luxury store and drowned her pain in shoes, clothes, or meaningless treasures. But instead, the very first thing she did was walk into a small grocery store. She picked up a cart and filled it with food, not expensive delicacies, but bread, milk, fruit, and bottled water. Then she carried the bags out and began handing the food to other homeless people in the area. Alexander, watching from his car across the street, was stunned. This wasn't what he expected. He thought she'd be selfish. Instead, she fed strangers before herself. The next day, Alexander returned, curious. He asked, "Why didn't you buy for yourself?" Lily looked at him, eyes tired yet glowing. "Because hunger doesn't just live in my stomach. It lives in theirs too. I know what it feels like to be invisible. At least tonight, they won't feel it." Her words struck something deep in Alexander. For the first time in years, he felt small, humbled. That day, he decided to test her further. He gave her back the card, this time with instructions: use it for a week. "I'll see what you do." The week unfolded like a silent film of humanity. Lily rented a small motel room, not for herself alone, but to shelter 2 other women who had been sleeping under a bridge. She bought warm clothes for a boy who had been shivering with his younger sister. Every choice she made was selfless. She used the card as a tool, not for greed, but for giving, but challenges came quickly. Other homeless people began to doubt her, accusing her of lying, claiming she must have tricked some rich man. The motel manager almost kicked her out, suspicious of her using such a powerful card. And deep down, Lily struggled too. Temptation whispered in her mind. She passed by beautiful dresses, books, even laptops. She could have easily built a new life for herself in silence. But every time, she remembered her mother's words: "True worth isn't in what you take, it's in what you give." So she kept giving, even when it hurt. At the end of the week, Alexander met her at a cafe. He expected to see her transformed by luxury, but instead, she sat there in the same worn clothes, sipping tea quietly. He asked, "You had the power to buy anything. Why didn't you save yourself first?" She smiled faintly. "Because saving others saved me. I can sleep at night knowing I used kindness, not greed." That moment broke Alexander's icy shell. He realized money had never made him happy because he only spent it on himself. Lily, with nothing, had taught him the true value of wealth. In the end, Alexander didn't just take the card back. He offered her something far greater, a job at his company, a chance to restart her education, and an apartment to call home. At first, Lily refused, afraid of being dependent. But he told her, this isn't charity. It's investment. You've proven what money should be used for. I want you by my side to remind me of that. Slowly, with trust, Lily accepted. Months passed, and Lily transformed, not into someone who abandoned her roots, but into a voice for the voiceless. She started community projects funded by Alexander's company, feeding thousands, helping homeless youth get education and shelter. And Alexander? He too changed. The ruthless CEO became a leader admired not just for his power, but for his compassion. Their unlikely meeting on a street corner became the seed of a movement that spread hope. So when people ask, what happened when the Millionaire CEO gave a black credit card to a homeless girl, the answer is simple: she didn't just change her life. She changed his, and through them, countless others. And maybe, just maybe, the real test wasn't for her at all, it was for him.